evening and welcome, viewers. It's great to see you this Monday. Tonight, viewers, I will prove that not only is Asaduddin Owaisi fear-mongering, I will prove that he is outrightly lying with a singular intention of provoking the Muslim community in India on what is a simple and clear verdict on the Muslim side's plea in the Gyanvapi case. Asaduddin Owaisi has to be stopped from lying. Viewers, Owaisi has to be stopped from lying because he's making comparisons to Babri when in this case, neither legally and certainly not illegally, formally or informally, voluntarily or involuntarily, is there a slightest possibility of any structure being demolished. So there is no comparison to Babri possible. My dear viewers, all that the Hindu side is asking for is respect. Only respect. Respect for their deities. Respect for their devotion to their gods. Respect for their right to worship. Is this respect? Just respect too much to ask for in a country that claims to be secular? Viewers, as a single Hindu in this case asks for anything more than restoring the right to pray that they had and that they have had. Nothing new. Where's the logic here? If they could pray to their gods for decades and centuries, then what is the logic in taking away that right overnight? Do gods disappear? Do deities vanish? And viewers, does devotion that stems from your heart for your own gods evaporate? It doesn't. It never does, and it never will. So this case, in my view, is a test of Indian secularism. For all those who claim to be secular should first ask themselves whether the practice and not just the definition of Indian secularism excludes the equal rights of the Hindu community. So tonight, viewers, please join me as I expose the malicious malintent of politicians like Owaisi, for whom the law is an inconvenience when it doesn't suit his politics. That is not secular, viewers. It's not even pseudo-secular. Mr. Owaisi, that's plainly opportunistic. And if you have the courage, Mr. Owaisi, face me on a one-on-one. Then we'll talk. Ladies and gentlemen, that's debate one tonight. Simply my views on the Gyanvapi verdict and why it is very important to stop the lies of people like Owaisi. And debate number two tonight. Something's wrong with this party, something's wrong with this individual, calling for the burning of RSS shorts, open calls for violence. What's wrong with them? What's wrong with them, ladies and gentlemen? And debate number three tonight. Very, very aggressive moves by the BJP in Bengal that says we have a democratic right to march to Nabanna. That's Mamata Banerjee's office, the state government's seat of power. They are being stopped, and tomorrow is going to be, it seems, a dramatic face-off there. That's debate number three, and here are the headlines this Monday evening on the debate tonight.
बाबा से आशीर्वाद मांगा है कि आगे की लड़ाई के लिए हमारा मार्ग प्रशस्त करें। लीगली अपनी बात कर रहे हैं, लीगली कोर्ट ने आज एप्लीकेशन रिजेक्ट की मुस्लिम पक्ष की। अब आगे सारे लीगल आर्गुमेंट्स कोर्ट के सामने रखे जाएंगे।
Jolt to those who call the Shivalinga fountain. Varanasi court upholds the Hindu rights to pray petition.
तमाम लोगों से पूछना चाहता हूं कि भारत का धरोहर काशी, मथुरा और अयोध्या है, आध्यात्मिक पहचान है कि नहीं है?
Big win for the Hindu side. Petitioners and BJP leaders say the fight to reclaim Hindu Astha is now.
अब लगता है कि इस तरह का लिटिगेशन अगर आगे बढ़ेगा तो फिर ये उसी रास्ते पर जा रहा है जो बाबरी मस्जिद का लीगल इशू गया था।
All India Majlis-e-Ittihadul Muslimin Chief Asaduddin Owaisi fearmongers says the Gyanvapi case is going the Babri way.
कांग्रेस पार्टी ने ट्वीट किया है और इसमें आग जलते हुए दिखाया गया है आगजनी का दृश्य है। दिस इज नथिंग बट इंस्टिगेटिंग पीपल फॉर वायलेंस।
Open calls for violence, it seems, by the Vadra Congress, instigating using the Bharat Jodo campaign, posts the picture of burning khaki shorts. Intention behind the burning shorts picture is under question. Is it a call for an attack on the RSS? And a big stage set for a big Bengal showdown. The BJP to march to the Mamata government's headquarters, even as the police calls their demonstration and their march illegal. Ladies and gentlemen, for the past 1 year, there's been a big noise over the Gyanavapi case. And there was an attempt to create a narrative even before the hearing. There was an attempt to dismiss evidence even before the court had a chance to consider it. There were conclusive statements being made that there is no shivling, there is no historical evidence. Today, the Varanasi court, by due process of law, has thwarted these attempts to preemptively decide the case. Can the fear-mongering continue? Why is it that we all need to come together, ladies and gentlemen, to make sure that people like Owaisi do not spread more hatred over this case? Viewers, here are the big developments today and then our big debate.
The Gyanvapi verdict will finally be out, with the Varanasi court admitting the plea of 5 Hindu worshippers.
It's a big victory for the Hindu side, as the civil suit that had been filed by them is now found to be maintainable by the district judge in Varanasi. What does this mean? It means the Order 7 Rule 11 application filed by the Muslim side has been dismissed, has been rejected. The court has also dismissed the 2 arguments that had been made by the Muslim side, that the Places of Worship Act will apply here and the Waqf Board Act will apply here. The court has said no.
5% केवल औपचारिकताएं बची हुई हैं। अब ये कह रहे हैं कि हम हाई कोर्ट जाएंगे। हाई कोर्ट में पहले इन्होंने शुरू में ही वर्शिप एक्ट के लिए स्टे का ऑर्डर लिया था।
आगे यह कह कि 1991 वर्शिप एक्ट यहाँ लागू नहीं होता, वक्फ बोर्ड लागू नहीं होता, लिहाजा मंदिर समर्थकों की विजय हुई।
Celebrations broke out across Varanasi. We saw the pictures coming in not only from the court premises but also there at Kashi Vishwanath temple, where Hindu women devotees were seen dancing on the tune of Bhakti songs and also seen chanting Har Har Mahadev.
Har Har Mahadev! Har Har Mahadev! Within the next 10 days, there will be the next hearing. Before that, both the sides have to file their pleadings, which is very critical because both the sides will have to give in black and white what they want, after which issues are going to be framed. We have come to know that the Hindu side is going to file an application immediately before the district court asking for a right to pray. What is going to happen next has to now closely be monitored.
पहली बात तो ये जो साक्ष्य आए हैं कोर्ट के, जो कमीशन कोर्ट अधिवक्ता कमिश्नरों द्वारा जो रिपोर्ट आई है उस पर सुनवाई होगी। कहानी को खोलकर पूरी तरह जो है उसको सर्वे करवाया जाए और ये सुनिश्चित हो जाए कि औरंगजेब ने जिस मंदिर को तोड़ा था आदि विश्वेश्वर का, वो हिंदुओं का स्थल है और हमको हमारा अधिकार मिले, बस ये हमारी मांग रहेगी।
District Court in Varanasi very clearly said that the Gyanvapi issue is maintainable. Now, what does that mean, and what does that mean for the ones who tried to polarize, the likes of Mehbooba Mufti, who said that let us make a list of all the mosques that are being eyed by the Hindu side, or people like Owaisi, who had said that it is a fountain and not a shivling, and people like Owaisi are still trying to polarize and divide when he says that there will be another Babri in line.
आज ये मस्जिद, कल वो मस्जिद, परसों वो मस्जिद, एक ही बार हमें मस्जिदों की लिस्ट बताओ जिस पे आपकी नजर है, क्योंकि मैंने पहले भी कहा हम जहाँ सजदा करेंगे हमारा अल्लाह वहीं है।
इंतजामिया कमेटी के लोग ये कह रहे हैं, जिसका मुझे पूरा यकीन है कि वो फवारा था, वो शिवलिंग नहीं है।
तो ये ढूंढ रहे हैं, तलाश रहे हैं कि कोई दूसरा अयोध्या जैसा मुद्दा मिले जिसे ये राजनीतिक रंग दे सके।
And now the attempt to polarize and peddle fear over a sub judice matter has commenced all over again.
वहाँ पर शिवलिंग था कि नहीं था, ये एक अलग विषय है, क्योंकि मस्जिदों के अंदर हौज होते थे, हौज के अंदर फव्वारे होते थे, और फव्वारे को आप शिवलिंग का रंग दे रहे हैं, मेरे ख्याल से ये बिल्कुल गलत है।
The AIMIM chief is injecting fear of a Babri-like situation.
आज के ऑर्डर के बाद ऐसा लगता है कि फिर अब ये लिटिगेशन शुरू हो जाएगा इन तमाम इश्यूज के ऊपर और हम दोबारा 80 और 90 के दहे में वापस जा रहे हैं फिर। तो ये हर जगह पर एक डिस्टेबलाइजिंग इफेक्ट पैदा हो जाएगा। इस तरह का लिटिगेशन अगर आगे बढ़ेगा तो फिर ये उसी रास्ते पर जा रहा है जो बाबरी मस्जिद का लीगल इशू गया था।
The fact is, all sides will be heard in court. The law will take its course.
संविधान में अधिकार मिला हुआ है, लेकिन हम उत्तर प्रदेश में कानून के राज को मेंटेन करेंगे। किसी को भी कानून को इजाजत हाथ में लेने की नहीं है।
End the polarization. Accept the verdict. Let's debate.
Now I know that this is a sensitive debate and I want it to be dealt with sensitively. I welcome Hari Shankar Jain, chief lawyer of the Hindu side in the Gyanvapi case. Mr. Jain has had a big victory in the court today. Congratulations, Mr. Jain. Kartik Chopra is spokesperson of the Nirmohi Akhada. Ishkaran Bhandari is a lawyer in the Supreme Court. Shantanu Gupta is a well-known political analyst. Waris Pathan is national spokesperson for Owaisi's All India MIM. Shahid Ali is national president of the United Muslim Front and a lawyer. Tala Amir Rashidi is spokesperson for the Rashtriya Ulama Council. And Maulana Shahabuddin Razvi Barelvi is director of the Islamic Research Center and the general secretary of the All India Tanzeem Ulema-e-Islam. And he is live from Bareilly. Now you are all senior people. It's a very sensitive subject. We speak one at a time. Mr. Hari Shankar Jain is opening the debate and opposite him is Waris Pathan. Mr. Jain, can you hear me?
Yes.
Mr.
Yes.
Jain, I think it is time to first, I want to start by puncturing the lies of Asaduddin Owaisi, where he has said that a Babri-like situation has been created. My information is that nowhere is there any possibility of a demolition of any structure in this case. In fact, I saw that the court observed today, and I quote, the plaintiffs are not claiming ownership over the disputed property. We need to settle this matter. We need to settle this matter, Mr. Jain, because Owaisi since morning has been going around talking about a Babri-like situation. Would you please clarify the situation on that? Are you calling for the demolition of any structure, Mr. Jain, in your plea? Would you please clarify that so that Waris Pathan can then respond accordingly? Thank you, sir.
देखिए actually Mr. Owaisi wants to be Jinnah of today. He is doing, and every effort is being taken by him. And I think his efforts will be foiled and India will now tolerate no Jinnah now. Number two. In this case, very, very clear. For far as this case is concerned, we have prayed that we should be given right to worship the deities which we were worshipping before 1993, when Mulayam Singh government ousted Hindus from the places in question, and not only that, a Pujari was also ousted by Mulayam Singh. And Hindu puja was stopped, which continued up to 1993. Third, the question of applicability of places of worship act has been ruled out by the court. In this case, we have not claimed any possession over any property of so-called mosque. But in connector suits, I filed 6 suits. In other 5, we have claimed. And we want to see that structure of the symbol of slavery of the Mughal era, that should be demolished. But by legal means. We don't want to indulge in any extra legal methods.
Now this case, Mr. Jain,
yes,
what Mr. Owaisi has done is that he is saying that the structure will be demolished. I am very clear about it. He says this is a textbook repeat. Please observe the words, Shantanu and Ishkaran. He says textbook repeat of December 1949 in Babri Masjid. The court is saying there is no possibility of any plaintiff claiming ownership of the disputed property, which means neither Mr. Jain nor anybody else is saying turn the mosque into a mandir. That situation does not exist. Mr. Owaisi is a desperate man, but I can't accept lies, you see. Waris Pathan, I can't accept lies. The people of this country will not accept lies. There has been a constant campaign here to lie. Your leader, Mr. Pathan, don't claim you are not hearing me. I know you are hearing me loud and clear. I know that you are caught today between a rock and a hard place. You don't know what to say. And I think it's dangerous, Shantanu, that people like Mr. Owaisi are talking since morning of a repeat of Babri. That has to be stopped. Attempts to polarize and divide this country have to be stopped, Shantanu. I think it's time we speak up against this lie, this falsehood.
Arnab. First of all, a big pranam to Jain Saab and his son for leading in this case and many other cases of such sort. So namaskar, and it's an honor to be in a debate with him. I think as Jain Saab explained, the plea was simply the 5 women went to court and said that we want to continue praying Shringar Gauri every day, not only one day in a year, which Mulayam Singh Yadav in 1993, after the demolition of the disputed structure, he reduced the prayer for every day to just only one day. That's just a simple plea. एक हिंदू देश में 5 महिलाएं कह रही हैं मुझे अपनी देवी की पूजा करने दो. That's all. That's just a plea. And the court said that yeah, this plea is maintainable and we will want to hear the evidences from both the sides. That's all. They said no, survey mat karo, videography mat karo, court mein mat le jao. What are they trying to hide? The Hindu side is just saying, in my country, can I just pray my Devi? That's all. That's just a simple plea.
Precisely.
I rest my case.
Now, when you say it as simply as that, you know, right now 99% of the people watching this program, Shantanu, you know what they are saying? Yeah, that's all right. What's the problem? There is no problem. That the people are saying. I would say 100% of people, in fact. I would say, Shantanu, when you're saying it so simply, we don't want to destroy anyone's place of worship. We don't want to change any structure. All we want is the right to pray. And they had the right to pray. It's as simple as that. And I think it would be so beautiful. Problem is people like Mr. Owaisi can't get it in their mind. People like Mr. Waris Pathan are narrow-minded people. They say, how will we do our politics if Hindus and Muslims start praying in the same place?
Exactly.
How? He's basically saying today, Karthik, Owaisi is saying and Waris Pathan is saying, Karthik, that if Hindus and Muslims, if Hindus also pray in the same place and Muslims pray, what will happen to our hate-filled politics? Yeah.
Arnab, on your channel, I would like to make this open declaration that
give me 30 uninterrupted seconds.
No, 1 minute. I'll give you
Just
more, but listen to Karthik first. Thank you.
Seconds, and I will.
Arnab, may I speak?
Give it to Karthik.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Pathan. Arnab, we of the Nirmohi Akhada are the ancient Shabiats of Sri Ram Janmabhoomi, a title granted to us by Guru Bhagwan Ramanand Ji 1000 years ago. So, although we respect verdict of the court, our belief is inside our hearts. You cannot take it from us. With the same belief, all of us believe that the holy property of Lord Vishveshwara, I repeat, property of Lord Vishveshwara and property of Lord Krishna Lalla Virajman cannot be subdivided in any manner. And this is the integral faith of the community. Keeping this in mind, I asked Mr. Owaisi and others who claim to be the leaders of the Muslim community that my Sarpanch, 98-year-old Shri Raja Ramchandracharya ji, who fought all his life for Ram Janmabhoomi, and myself, we extend an open invitation to the Muslim community to prove their secularism, to enter into direct dialogue with us and all the other 13 akhadas who for the last 1000 years had possession and then fought for all these holy sites. Come forward and have a discussion with us whether or not they believe that we are entitled to our holiest shrine. If not, then we as next friends will also enter each of these suits in every court in the country to reclaim our land like we fought for Ram Janmabhoomi since 1866 till 2019, and we will still continue to fight for all our gods. You claim to be secular. Prove your secularism. Don't tell me you can go to the court. Does Mr. Owaisi want to create another Babri Masjid Action Committee?
He wants
made
to.
up by lawyers like Shahabuddin, one second, Arnab, by Shahabuddin and others who receive funding from all over the Muslim world. We want an inquiry into where this funding came from. Nirmohi Akhada sold its lands. We sold our savings to fight this court. Nobody in the world today can say Nirmohi Akhada took 1 naya paisa to fight our case. Sushil Kumar Jain fought for us in the Supreme Court along with his son without 1 paisa. Mr. Ranjit Lal Verma and his son and his father before that without any fees fought our case for 60 years. There is no greater Hindu Hriday Samrat than our lawyers. Our Mahant Raja Ramchandracharya ji, who till date has not been invited to even perform a personal puja at Ram Janambhoomi, where he fought. Despite that, we are not here to build temples. The akhadas are there to reclaim what is theirs. In Jammu and Kashmir, Section 1, Bracket 2 of the Act says this Act is not valid in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. This is a central Act. After the 370 has gone, this forms part, is valid on J&K. In J&K, our fight is not with the Muslim community, it's with the ASI. That ancient shrines like Lara Rag, which belong to Lord Shiva, kindly return them to the Hindu community.
Karthik, I'll come to the... We are dealing with multiple cases now. You made a very strong intervention. If you allow me...
Let the Muslim community, the real leaders of the Muslim community, say whether they will enter into direct dialogue. No
I get your point. I get your point. Now,
one-to-one, and tell us why we can't have...
Well, I still believe. I know the direction in which you are thinking. But while I respond to you and now open the the floor to the other side, I want to make one claim. I believe in the courts, and I think if people believe, I believe in the courts.
Arnab, we have the right to talk to the litigant on the other
No,
side.
sure, you have a right to talk, Karthik. But right now, yeah, you can enter into a discussion, negotiation, there is no problem, but that will also have to go through the court. Even any intermediary process, arbitration process will also have to go through the court. So I believe in the court. And all I'm saying tonight is, I began the program by saying, allow me, Karthik, allow me, Karthik, allow me, please, allow me. I just want to make a simple point. You see, deities don't disappear. I said in the beginning today, Waris, a deity does not disappear, a sacred symbol does not disappear or just vanish. Devotion also does not disappear. And you have to understand, the court has made it clear that deities mentioned in the suit are existing within the suit property since before 15th August 1947. The people have been worshipping there. They are not asking for anything new. You are asking for something new. You are saying that people may have the right to worship in the past, but I will deny them the right to worship now. Allow me 1 minute. You are saying there may have been deities there in the past, but now you guys can get out. There is no deity now. There is no discussion. There is no deity. And the women who are the petitioners here are saying, listen, look here, till a few years back, in fact, recently we used to go there once a week. There is no difference between worshipping once a week or once a day. The fact is, it's an acknowledgement that there is a deity and it's a place of worship. You are nobody. Under the Indian Constitution, you, Aris Pathan, or your boss Owaisi are nobody to deny the existence of a deity or a sacred symbol. And you better understand that. You better understand that, okay? And I suggest that unless you want to be exposed totally by me tonight, unless you want to be exposed totally and brutally by me tonight, you accept the logic or counter me with counter logic.
Now you gave Arnab 10 uninterrupted minutes to Mr. Karthik, and I expect that you will extend the same courtesy to
I've given him 3 minutes.
Please give me 3 uninterrupted minutes and I will make my point. Thank you so much. Okay. I am hopeful and sure that the Intezamiya Committee Anjuman of the Masjid will definitely move the Honorable High Court against today's order which is passed on Order 7 Rule 11 application.
Then why claim
because
to be
that
secular?
Order today which is passed is per se illegal, according to me, bad in law and against the constitution. today's order is violation of Places of Worship Act 1991.
No, the
Arnab, kindly see the
religious
intent
Just one
of the
minute.
Places of
Let him
Worship
complete.
Act
Now,
1991 was clear.
Karthik, let him complete. There is time to counter, Karthik. Karthik, I want to hear every side and I'll counter every side.
At that
Be
time.
patient. Yeah.
Mr. Karthik, I did not interrupt you when you were making your foolish arguments.
Okay,
so
Mr.
kindly keep
Patan,
quiet and allow me to make my
go
point.
ahead.
Yes,
I
I know my name is Patan. I know. Kindly keep quiet and allow me to make my point.
Mr. Patan.
Yes.
Humbly, I request you to go ahead. Please stop.
Thank you so
Please go
much.
ahead.
Thank you so much, Mr. Karthik. The Supreme Court, during the hearing of the Babri Masjid petition, when the civil suit was decided, the Supreme Court said the Places of Worship Act 1990 was the basic structure of the Constitution. Those monuments, prior to 15 August 1947, you cannot change the structure and nature of those monuments or places.
But
why?
a
The
temple is
intention
not a
was that
monument,
no
Mr.
further
Patan.
litigation
A
must
temple
come
is
up.
a living entity.
No
It is not a
no
monument.
further protest, no further disturbance, no further destabilization in the country must take place. And to ensure
You are
that
contradicting
peace and
yourself.
tranquility remains in our
You are
great
contradicting
country,
yourself.
The Places of Worship Act came into force. But now you file a petition before the courts. Now every day you will file a petition before the courts. Where we are leading to. That is why we said you are taking the country to the era of the Babri, 80s, 90s, when hatred, when in the night, when you say that अचानक से मूर्ति प्रकट हो गया रात के अंधेरे में, रात के अंधेरे में मूर्ति प्रकट हो गई, आपने बताया उसके बाद ताला मार दिया वहाँ पे,
आप मेरी बात सुनिए.
prayers were shot.
एक मिनट.
You demolished our Babri Masjid. Had the Babri Masjid. On that day, when the Supreme
Just 1 minute, Karthik, please stop. I want to get 1 minute, Karthik, please stop. I'm getting Ishkaran into the debate. Ishkaran is on the debate right now. Karthik, stop. Ishkaran and Shantu are on the debate. Waris continues, and let's just get some order into this, please. Thank you.
Prayers, the courts have not debarred anybody from offering prayers.
Wait a minute.
Have not stopped anybody from doing wuzu there. The courts have not allowed our 5 Hindu sisters to go and worship there every day. The matter is kept for hearing on the
Just 1 minute.
22nd of September.
Waris, just wait a minute. Can I, Waris, listen. Waris, you have to stop now. You have to stop now and face a question. I know you are damn scared to take a question, but still take it. I stop shivering like a leaf there, you know. Take a question. Take a question if you have the guts. If you have the guts, take a question.
Why, Arnab? You want peace in the country? Why you want to take the entire country to the Babri era? Why are you trying to create hatred, Arnab? I want Arnab you to stop this spreading hatred and stop spreading lies and canards, please. Stop spreading lies and canards, Arnab.
Can I just be on air? Thank you, Waris.
Thousands and crores of people are watching.
Waris, you just stop right now. You just stop right now. Stop right now. Thank you, Waris. Volume down. I'm responding to you, Waris. I'm responding to you, Waris. First of all, just be quiet for a minute. Shantanu, I'm coming to you, and Ishkaran, I have to come to you. But the man has made too many personal and loose remarks. He's made too many personal and loose remarks, so I need to expose him completely. So, Waris, just relax and enjoy this, okay? Just be quiet. But you know, I'll tell you one thing. If you speak over me now, that means you are a coward. Okay? So you don't speak over me. Respond after I speak.
I have exposed you. Why are you blaming me? I have exposed a coward. I have already exposed your cowardice before the entire nation. When you said that Owaisi is lying, and when he mentions that the Babri
I'm saying that Owaisi is lying.
You want the nation to go into the Babri era.
Be quiet.
And that is why you are fighting.
I'm saying Owaisi is lying. What will you do? Get Owaisi on the phone right now. I'll tell him on his face he's lying. Get him on the phone if he has the guts. No, 1 minute. You know that Owaisi is scared to face me. The whole country knows Owaisi does not have the courage to come one-to-one with me. I can understand Rahul Gandhi, but why is Owaisi scared?
पहले तिनके से निपट लो फिर तूफान आएगा, don't worry.
Anyway, point here is this, viewers, and Ishkaran knows this. We'll have to have a very serious debate now.
Arnab,
just one point, Ishkaran, I'm coming to. The Varanasi District Court has clearly said the suit of the plaintiffs is not barred by the Places of Worship Special Provisions Act 1991. Owaisi is a liar, and his minion, his lieutenant, his spokesperson is double the liar. The Supreme Court has itself ruled against it. You are invoking the act. How can you invoke the Places of Worship Act being violated when even the Supreme Court, Ishkaran, said in the Gyanvapi case that the ascertainment of the religious character is not barred under Section 3 of the Act? That is why I'm saying he's a liar. Has the Supreme Court... No, Ishkaran, you should challenge him now. Be quiet. Be quiet. No, you don't lie. Don't lie a double time. Don't lie a third time. Don't lie openly on my program. Don't do this. Don't utter falsehoods on the program. What is Pathan? What is Pathan? What is Pathan? I warn you. I warn you, you come unprepared, but you want to lie, I'll stop you.
I don't...
All your drama, Ishkaran.
Argue the law, that is the problem.
Ishkaran, I think.
If you can lower his feeder,
No, I can't lower it because he's gone desperate right now. He knows that he's being exposed on live television. He can't handle it now. He'll keep screaming, shouting, making faces to please Owaisi.
Yes.
Ishkaran, was I wrong in saying that the Supreme Court said in the Gyanvapi case that the ascertainment of religious character is not barred under Section 3 of the Act?
Arnab, let us be very clear what this case is about. The Honorable Varanasi Court has clearly found that in the plaint, the petitioners have been very clear in saying that they were worshipping up till 1993. Therefore, Places of Worship Act does not apply. When we come to the fear-mongering part of it, what is new about it? Jinnah fear-mongered, and these people survive in politics by fear-mongering. When you bring a CAA law, they start fear-mongering. You bring a Ram Mandir judgment, they start fear-mongering. You have a court proceeding. What is the court proceeding about? Let us deal with it step by step, Arnab. Arnab, if you can stop the heckling, this is too much.
This is too much, Waris. This is too much. You're out of control today. What are you doing, Waris?
2 points. Just 2 points.
If you level false allegation against me,
Waris, what are you doing? What, just because you're losing the debate?
Why are you so nervous? You will get your time.
Of course he's nervous tonight.
Arnab, please.
Doesn't know whether...
Arnab, let us be clear with one thing. First, they use weapons to destroy temples. Then they weaponize laws like Places of Worship Act, which deny basic...
He misquotes the court. He disrespects the Supreme Court, this man.
Of course, they misquote the courts. And of course, they say the Places of Worship Act was never challenged. They have been quoting Ram Mandir judgment. Places of Worship Act is a basic structure. Please understand the basics of law. Unless a thing is directly in challenge before court,
I don't know where he studied the law.
Validity is not upheld. So the challenge to the constitutional validity is pending before the court.
But all they are trying to do here is fear-mongering and the Honorable Supreme Court has stated so. At least have some respect for the courts. Don't respect Waris Padhan, no problem. Respect the Honorable Courts.
All that has happened right now.
Ridiculous, Waris.
You are a practicing lawyer.
You're a sore and poor loser.
It is under challenge. That the case is maintainable and let the court decides on
your agenda
or further. When it decides on the right to worship, you will jump more, you will cry more, but justice will be done. No matter how much you jump, no matter how much you cry, justice will not stop because of your hyperventilating on a TV debate.
And then only that was
it's really pathetic.
The fact is that thousands of temples were broken, and the fact is, under a democratic process, under the laws of this land,
that is why Places of Worship Act came, that no further dispute must take
Viewers,
place.
I'll make one point, and Waris, people are commenting now. You know what they are saying? You know what people are saying, Waris?
People are commenting, yes.
Yeah, people have begun to comment on your behavior today on the program.
That this act itself is unconstitutional. By using a vote bank veto, you got this act passed. In Congress era, you got this act passed. But this act, I will not be surprised if the court strikes it down as unconstitutional because it denies the basic access to justice.
No, Ishkaran.
Ishkaran.
1 minute, just 1 minute. 1 minute. Karthik is also coming back. This is too much. Karthik, no, this is too much. I want to bring in some sanity into the debate. It's unfortunate the way I'm not in a popularity contest with you, yeah. Why are you making it personal, Waris? I can also make it. I'm not making it personal.
Chief said, don't
I'm going to Shahid Ali and Maulana Barelvi, but I want to go to Shahid Ali first. Shahid Ali, listen, you are a lawyer. You are the national president of the United Muslim Front, but you are a lawyer. Now you tell me, the petition is for securing prayer rights. It is not a violation of the Places of Worship Act. Places of Worship Act prohibits conversion of the nature of worship at a given place. Which means if I go and say I'm going to convert this mosque into a mandir or a mandir into a mosque, that applies. Okay. Now prayers used to be offered every day at Shringar Gauri till 1992 or not? आप बताइए मुझे, मौलाना शहाबुद्दीन रज़वी बरेलवी जी 1992 तक, 1992 तक श्रृंगार गौरी में वहाँ पे प्रार्थना होती थी कि नहीं, पूजा होती थी कि नहीं, आप बताइए मुझे। और अगर पूजा होती थी यानी कि प्लेसेस ऑफ वर्शिप एक्ट, तो उसकी वायलेशन की बात आती ही नहीं है, आप बताइए मुझे। और इस चीज़ को कोई राजनीतिक या धार्मिक रंग देने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। आप मुझे बताइए मौलाना जी, आप बताइए वारिस पठान को, तो चिल्ला चिल्ला के मेरे साथ बात कर रहे हैं कि वहाँ पे पूजा होती थी कि नहीं, श्रृंगार गौरी में हर दिन होती थी कि नहीं, होती थी कि नहीं, बताइए मौलाना जी।
जी जी, ऐसा है, साल में एक बार पूजा होती थी और उसके अलावा नहीं होती थी। और ये जो 5 औरतों ने 5 मर्तबा पूजा की
क्यों होती थी, आप मुझे बताइए मौलाना जी। मौलाना जी मेरी बात सुनिए। चैत्र नवरात्रि के चौथे दिन ये बोला, ये बहुत बड़ी बात है। देखिए अभी मान ली उन्होंने। इश्करन, आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग? शांतनु आप देख रहे हैं, मैंने आराम से पूछा, मेरे को जो पता है कि चैत्र नवरात्रि के चौथे दिन वहां पे पूजा होती थी। और पूजा क्यों होती थी, या माने आपसे पूछ ही नहीं रहा हूं, आप जरा इंटरफेयर मत कीजिए। मैं सिर्फ मौलाना शहाबुद्दीन रज़वी बरेलवी जी से बात कर रहा हूं, जो जनरल सेक्रेटरी ऑल इंडिया तंजीम उलेमा इस्लाम के, वो मान रहे प्रोग्राम में कि वहां पे पूजा प्रार्थना होती थी। आप मान रहे हैं ना, पूजा प्रार्थना होती थी, तो किसकी होती थी ये भी बता दीजिए मौलाना जी। मुझे नहीं, शांतनु को बताइए, ज्ञानवर्धन कीजिए, हमारा ज्ञानवर्धन कर दीजिए, बताइए।
साल भर में एक बार पूजा होती थी।
क्यों होती थी?
और इसके अलावा
किसकी पूजा होती थी, जरा बता दीजिए, हमारे सारे दर्शकों को बता दीजिए मौलाना जी।
देखिए पूजा किसकी होती है आप खुद जानते हैं।
नहीं, मैं आपसे सुनना चाहता हूं ना, मैं तो कह रहा हूं श्रृंगार गौरी की पूजा होती थी। शांतनु जी को बताइए, आपको बोलने में हिचक क्यों हो रही, हिचकिचा क्यों रहे? आप बोलिए, खुलकर बोलिए, होती थी।
मैंने तो बताया कि हाँ, पूजा साल भर में एक मरतबा।
तो मैं अगर कहूं, मेरी बात सुनिए, मैं अगर कहूं, आप मेरी बात सुनिए, आप मेरी बात सुनिए। हर चीज के दो पहलू होते हैं, आप सुन लीजिए मौलाना जी। आप ऐसे ज्ञानी व्यक्ति हैं और आप ये वारिस पठान जैसे बात नहीं करते हैं, मुझे अच्छे लगते हैं आप, क्योंकि वारिस पठान जिस तरह से बात करते हैं ना, ये राजनीतिक रंग देते हैं, ये उसी भाषा में बात करेंगे। मैं आपसे कह रहा हूं कि आप इस बात को मान रहे पूजा होती थी। अब अगर शांतनु, इफ आई टर्न द आर्ग्यूमेंट अराउंड एंड आई से देयर यूज्ड टू बी पूजा, नाउ यू आर स्टॉपिंग द puja, so you are violating the places of worship act.
Exactly. You're bang on. In 1993, when Mulayam Singh Yadav stopped the puja and reduces from every day to one day,
अब देखिए पूजा होती थी, तो हमने आपको माना, हमने बताया। अभी देखिए, सच्चाई को कहने में कोई हर्ज नहीं है, मगर जो उसमें आया है, जिस फैसले से हमें मायूसी हुई है।
नहीं, मायूसी आपको हो सकती है, उसमें कोई आपको मायूसी हो सकती है, मगर सच होता है मौलाना साहब। बरेलवी जी मेरी बात सुनिए, सारे भारत के लोग इस प्रोग्राम को देख रहे हैं, आप खुद मान रहे हैं, और ये ब्रेकिंग खबर है कि हमारे प्रोग्राम पे डायरेक्टर ऑफ इस्लामिक रिसर्च सेंटर और जनरल सेक्रेटरी ऑल इंडिया तंजीम उलेमा इस्लाम कह रहे हैं, खुद कह रहे हैं, शांतनु की पूजा होती थी श्रृंगार गौरी की।
एग्जैक्टली।
और ये बहुत बड़ी बात है।
अर्नब, एक सवाल एक और।
इश्करन कुछ कहना चाहते हैं? इश्करन जी।
अर्नब, सिर्फ 2 बातें। पहली बात, रोज पूजा होती थी और कब रुक के सिर्फ एक बारी हुई। दूसरी बात, अगर एक बारी होती थी तो मतलब पूजा करने का स्थल
पूजा नहीं होती थी,
रोज क्यों नहीं होती? और अगर रोज इसलिए नहीं होती, एक मिनट, अगर वो एक दिन भी पूजा होती थी साल में, तो रोज क्यों नहीं होती थी? कौन सी सरकार थी जो लॉ एंड ऑर्डर का बहाना लगा के उस स्थान पे रोज लोग पूजा करना चाहते हैं,
बहुत बड़ी बात,
एक दिन पूजा करने देती थी? तो बात तो यही है कि राइट टू वर्शिप था, पर आपने उसको रोजाना की जगह एक दिन पे
मैं आपको मौलाना जी मैं आपको एक उदाहरण देना चाहता हूं। हमारे घर में भी मंदिर होती है, मैं आपको बताता हूं, है ना। अब मंदिर में कोई व्यस्त आदमी अगर दिन में एक बार पूजा करे, या कोई दूसरा आदमी, कोई दूसरी महिला वहां पे 4 बार पूजा करे, या साल में एक बार करे, या फिर सिर्फ नवरात्रि के टाइम पे करे, मगर मंदिर तो मंदिर रहेगी ना,
मंदिर ही रहेगा।
आप समझ नहीं रहे ये भावना। आप हिंदुओं की भावना को समझते क्यों नहीं है मौलाना साहब? आप समझ रहे हैं? कार्तिक भी कुछ कहना चाहते हैं आपको। कार्तिक चोपड़ा कुछ कहना चाहते हैं आपको। कार्तिक चोपड़ा इज ऑन द डिबेट, लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन। #tonight is accept the ज्ञानवापी verdict.
I would like to
एक मिनट।
I would like to just give me 2 minutes. Arnab, first of all, I request everybody on this panel and all media persons and lawyers.
Prayers were being offered there since so many years. People were
Varis, give me a second,
prayers, people were doing obulation.
Okay, I will speak, you can carry on. Now listen.
Varis, let him finish.
Arnab, let me speak, otherwise.
Why do you
turn him off, yeah, otherwise.
No. 1 second. Karthik and Varis, between both of you, both can't speak together. 1 second. 1 second, Karthik. 1 second, Karthik. 1 second, Karthik. Before you proceed, mutual respect. No disrespect to others' faith or religion. You can make very strong arguments, but you will hear each other speak. I'm giving 30 seconds to Karthik and the 30 seconds to Varis, who is on the back foot tonight. Yes, Karthik.
Okay, one, don't demote my right to worship to a simple right to prayer. Worship is a complete process, including Ran, Seren, Chal, Tarika, everything. It's a system. Prayer is only one part of my Hindu worship. Number two, that you allowed prayer which continued till 93 to only once in a year, which is against my faith, just to irritate us. Our Devta or Devi demands prayer according to ancient tradition of the Akhanas, certain number of times in a day. Every day, without fail, morning prayer, evening prayer. There is nobody, no government can tell us that we can only pray once in a year.
Thank you. Now, thank you. Your 30 seconds are over. And Varis is responding so that everybody gets a chance on this debate. Varis Pathan and then Shahid Ali is going to come into the debate. Ladies and gentlemen, also joining us right now is Vishnu Shankar, lawyer in the case. Vishnu Shankar, welcome to the program. Varis Pathan's turn, then Shahid, then Vishnu Shankar. Yes, Varis.
Are the prayers were being offered that earlier also? Ablutions were being done.
So allow the prayers now also.
No problem ensured.
Yeah,
and
then
that is why the intention came.
Then?
Prayers are being allowed. The Supreme Court has said you can go there, pray, you can do ablution.
All the Hindu side wants are the prayers.
They want to go there and offer, they want to worship there every day, which the better is spending.
No, how many times do you want them to worship? You will decide that. You will decide once a day, twice a day, once a week, once a month, once a year. Who decides that? Vishnu Shankar, Varis Pathan is changing the nature of the debate. Vishnu Shankar is a sharp lawyer on the other side. Vishnu Shankar is coming in on the debate. Varis Pathan, Vishnu Shankar, Varis is saying who decides how many times prayers will be held out there. He says daily prayers cannot be allowed. Now the argument becomes about how many times a day prayers will be allowed. Who are you to decide that? The courts will decide that. Vishnu Shankar.
Hindu law will decide that how many times you want to worship.
The order from the lower court.
Sir, you can't speak over me.
No.
Varis, respect. You must show respect.
It was my turn, sir.
No, your time is up. Your time is up. Vishnu is just coming into the debate right now. The debate is so hot. 1 minute. Vishnu is coming in on the debate. Vishnu.
See, Arnab,
Vishnu is my friend. Vishnu is my friend.
See, Arnab, the point is that if I am asking that till November 1993, there was daily worship of Ma Shringar Gauri, so we will worship Ma Shringar Gauri as per our own customary law. I need not answer Mr. Varis Pathan that how many times I'll offer worship. What kind of question is this? You have a mosque in possession, in your possession. You offer prayers there 5 times in a day, 10 times in a day. I am not going to
only prayer. Please
let him complete. Karthik, let Vishnu just come into the debate. Come on, Karthik, let him complete. Let him complete. I'm going to come back to you because Shahid has not spoken. Vishnu is coming in on the debate. Thank you.
See, Arnab, no one is understanding the point. The point is this, that till November 1993, after enactment of Places of Worship Act, the Hindus used to continuously worship in the property in question. The Vyasji used to do Ramayana and Puja and Rudripat in the mosque in question, in the basement of the mosque in question. Ma Shringar Gauri used to be worshipped on the western side of the mosque. And this very Shivling, which I found in the commission, that Shivling was existing in the Vazu area. Now today if I say that stop the Vazu on the Shivling, you say we are disturbing harmony. What kind of harmony you are talking? You want to do Vazu over the Shivling, and when we go and fight our battles in the court of law, you come and argue about Places of Worship Act? What kind of...
The point is of... The point being made, Varis, I'm bringing Shahid in. Vishnu, 1 minute. I'm bringing Shahid in to respond to you. Varis, Shahid Ali, National President of the United Muslim Forum Front will respond to Vishnu right now. And Shahid ji, the issue boils down to sentiment. You say this is not a Shivling. And some people say it is not a Shivling, it is a fountain. First of all, historically, your claim has not been proven. It needs to be historically proven. What Vishnu is saying is, if it is a Shivling, And a lot of people believe it's a shivling, and there are enough religious signia and reasons to believe it's a shivling. Okay? If it is a shivling, then how can wazu be allowed over the shivling? Is that not disrespect to the sentiments of the Hindu community? Or are you saying, Shahid Ali, that Hindus' sentiments don't matter? Hindus must learn to come to terms with the fact their religious beliefs, their sentiments don't matter. Now that cannot be allowed. You understand?
What about
Mr. Shahid Ali?
sentiments?
It cannot be allowed. Yes, which is why when there is if there is religious insignia, you can't wash or do ablutions over a place of worship. It is as simple as that. Be sensitive to what you are saying, Waris. Okay? Because sensitivity should apply to all religions, all faiths. Shahid is on the debate. Shahid is on the debate right now. Shahid is on the debate. Waris is not speaking. Shahid is responding. Shantanu is on the other side. Shahid.
Arnab, India is a country run by rule of law.
Yeah.
Who is the supremacy?
Yeah.
Over emotions, over personal thinking, over personal matters, over personal beliefs.
Yeah.
Now there was a challenge.
Yeah.
There was a challenge on the maintainability, to the maintainability of the suit on the ground of Place of Worship Act.
Which has been dismissed
now,
today.
the challenge
which has been dismissed today.
For
Please
what
also
reason?
add that. Which has been dismissed today.
Yes.
Say it.
I'm explaining.
So say it.
I'm explaining. The court is of the view that only the pleadings, only the plaint has to be looked into at this stage. Just a moment. I'm coming to that. Only the plaint has to be looked into. Only the pleadings mentioned therein has to be looked into. Since the Mandir side
No, 1 minute.
or the Hindu side is
okay,
not claiming
Shahid, I understood
the
your argument.
ownership
I understood
over
your
the
argument.
mosque.
Okay, Shahid, I'm extra smart. You know that. You're lucky I'm not a lawyer, because I would have defeated you in lower court and any appellate court in the country. Now listen to me. And there he is. Waris is laughing right now. He's happy because he's happy. I'm not a lawyer. Otherwise, I would have lacerated him in court every day. No, Waris, I'm not getting personal with you. You don't get personal with me, Waris. Don't get personal with me. I know I can hit back. Now listen to me, Shahid. Shahid says here today. Shahid says, Karthik, calm down, Karthik. Calm down, Karthik. Calm down, Karthik. He's behaving calm down.
No rights have been recognized by the...
No, calm down. Everyone calm down. Shahid says tonight, Ishkaran, Shantanu and Ishkaran on one side, and Shahid and Rashadi on the other. Thank you. My God, this is really a hot debate tonight. Shahid says today, Shantanu, that this country is run by the rule of law. I agree. Totally agree. Yeah. Then in that I say, by that logic I say, next hearing is on 22nd of September. I'm only saying, Shantanu, after the videography, after the rest of the final hearings, if the Hindu side wins, will they accept it? Will they allow the permission for daily worship of the Ma Shringar Gauri Sthal in the Gyanvapi complex?
No, they have to.
Yes, that's the point. So then
Who's asking them? We're asking the court. They're not asking their permission.
Yeah. They have to.
No, that cannot be.
Then he won't accept. There you are. He won't accept the verdict then. He says that.
On his recognition.
The court verdict will be accepted only if agreeable to us.
Arnab,
look at that. Come on.
Arnab, somebody says how many times. Arnab, somebody says.
Sitting on your show was saying, Arnab, it's not.
1 minute, Rashadi, I'm coming to you after Ishkaran. Rashadi, after Ishkaran, I'm coming straight to you.
Yes. Arnab, Waris Pathan says how many times would a Hindu pray in a year, that they would decide. Somebody else says if the court case you win, then it is not acceptable. You are very clearly seeing the reason why so many temples were destroyed in this country, when certain people had the power to destroy it. Unfortunately, when they don't have the power to destroy temples, they are using a vote bank politics, got certain laws like places of worship at pass.
I ask a question.
Will not stand the
I ask a question. I have a scientific temper. Now, I hope Rashadi has a scientific temper. Rashadi ji, listen to me. If carbon dating is allowed in the Gyanvapi complex, carbon dating, and the court's final decision acknowledges after carbon dating there was indeed a temple inside the premises, will you accept it? If the court finds out that the fountain is not a fountain, it is a shivling, what you are claiming, it is a shivling, okay, and the wazu khana needs to be moved, will you agree? Will you agree if the court says remove the boundary wall? Will you agree? Why can't you say, of course I will, or no, I believe in the rule of law?
Yeah.
No, Rashadi, why don't you say, of course I will. I believe in the rule of law.
Believe in the rule of the law. Arnab, now let me speak, Arnab. You have been speaking since last 40 minutes non-stop. Now let the others speak if you want the others to speak. Otherwise, you can continue speaking and we'll listen to you. A panelist sitting on this show, Mr. Shantanu, who is a lawyer also, he in the very beginning
He's
said
not a
that
lawyer,
in
but
a
he's
Hindu country, is India a Hindu country? Do you agree with that? Or he might not be a lawyer. Is India a Hindu country? You have been giving him the time to speak continuously. Now you are talking about the decisions of the court. We have accepted the decision of the court. Didn't we accept the decision of the court in the Babri Masjid case? Did we accept it? Did you find any Muslim in the country coming on the road and saying that we don't agree with the decision of the court? We accepted it peacefully. We are the citizens of the country who believe in the constitution and who go by the law of the country. These people sitting on the panel, they have been threatening us. They are threatening openly on the show that
who's threatening?
The last panelist, the speaker.
No, which name? Which panelist? Vishnu is. Where's Vishnu? Is he there?
No, Mr. Tyagi or Mr. whatever his name was, the person to
Karthik Chopra is his name. He's still there. He's not threatening. Karthik, are you threatening?
Mr. Karthik, whatever his name was. Mr. Karthik.
Okay, let me speak.
Mr. Karthik said, let me quote him.
Okay, let him complete. Karthik, let him complete.
If the Muslim side doesn't agree on arbitrary terms, we will do whatever we have to do. What do you mean by that?
In the courts of
whatever
law.
We have to do. Now the other thing is that let the legal process. Let the legal process
we will enter each of these cases. All our akhadas will enter each of these cases as the next friend of the deity, which is permissible under law.
An order has been given by the court of
the Listen to what we are saying.
We will appeal against it. We'll move to the High Court. We will go to the Supreme Court.
But then how are you secular?
Now, Mr. Karthik,
secular?
Do you agree by an act? Do you agree with an act known by the name of Places of Worship Act, established in 1991 and upheld by the Honorable Supreme Court?
It doesn't apply.
Do you accept it
no,
and do you agree with it?
It does not apply here.
Does not
An act that has been formed by the Parliament of the country. And what was this? Arnab, one question to the whole panelist sitting, including you. One question.
Turn his volume down.
And I'll stop with that. I have a question for all the panelists sitting here and to you also.
I'll give you an answer.
Arnab, can I ask you the question?
I'll give you an answer.
Let me ask the question, then you will give me an answer. Let me ask the question.
30 seconds, I'm closing the debate. You have 30 seconds.
Which was a unilateral act passed without
the question is that what was the motto behind the Places of Worship Act that was created by the Parliament? What was the motto behind that?
We don't know.
Now, can anyone from the panel, including Arnab, answer this question? What was the motto behind the Places of Worship Act?
It is for the court to decide whether the Places of Worship Act applies. And I shall only say at the end that when the Mathura District Court denied permission for Jal Abhishek of Lord Krishna, then it was accepted. When the Allahabad High Court denied opening the sealed doors of the Taj Mahal for determining the origins, it was accepted. I am only saying, accept the court. And Mr. Owaisi, hear me tonight. I've challenged you for a one-to-one debate. I've challenged you, Mr. Owaisi. Accept my challenge. Accept my challenge, Mr. Owaisi. And I thank you all for joining me on this debate. Ladies and gentlemen on the other side, what really has gone so terribly wrong with the Vadra Congress that they are now out to trying to provoke violence in the country? All that and the developing situation in Bengal over the BJP march tomorrow and why it's getting so volatile when I'm back.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
Enroll in any of REVA's wide range of courses designed to take on an evolving education and an expanding future. REVA University.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
Ukrainian President Zelensky marked 200 days since the country's war against Russia began by paying tribute to nation's military, emergency services and those who are suffering because of this conflict. President Joe Biden marked 21st anniversary of the September 11 attacks paying tribute to extraordinary Americans who gave their lives as one of the nation's darkest days. The Honorary Consul of Tuvalu said that he hopes King Charles III's passion for tackling climate change will benefit the South Pacific Islands. He said that an independent island nation which is within the British Commonwealth has suffered problems brought on by climate change and that the island needs more help.
Prohibitory orders are in place and security has been heightened in Varanasi ahead of the district court's order on the maintainability of the plea in the Gyanvapi Mosque Shringar Gauri case. The district judge A.K. Vishwesh had last month reserved the order till the 12th of September.
धारा 144 सीआरपीसी के आदेश निर्गत कर दिए गए हैं